Hello everyone. I'm Professor Walter C. Willett, and today we're diving into the top 7 essential vitamins that can help keep your legs strong, improve mobility, and prevent those painful leg cramps, especially as we age. Imagine waking up each morning with legs that feel steady strong and ready to move. No cramps, no stiffness, no fear of losing balance. For many seniors, this sounds like a dream, but the truth is much of your leg strength and mobility depends on whether your body is getting the right nutrients every day. Along the way, I'll share surprising twists, real-life stories, and what can happen when your body doesn't get enough or gets too much of each nutrient. Vitamin D. Picture this. It's a sunny spring morning, and Helen, 79, steps into her beloved garden. The smell of fresh soil, the colors of tulips and daffodils, the joy of tending to each plant. It's her daily therapy. But recently, something has changed. After just 15 minutes of light weeding, her legs feel heavy, her balance unsteady. She grips the fence for support, wondering why something so gentle leaves her so drained. Like many seniors, Helen thought she was simply getting older. The truth, however, was hidden in her blood work. She was low in vitamin D. Most people associate vitamin D with bone health, but here's the twist. This vitamin is also a direct fuel for muscle performance, especially the fast-twitch muscle fibers responsible for quick reactions and stability. These fibers are like your body's safety net. They help you catch yourself if you trip, recover your balance when you misstep, and respond instantly when danger appears. Without enough vitamin D, that safety net begins to fray. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin that functions like a hormone in the body. Its most famous role is helping calcium absorption for bone density, but recent research has shown it also directly affects muscle protein synthesis and neuromuscular communication, muscle strength, and fast twitch. Fibers. Studies show vitamin D helps maintain and repair fast-twitch muscle fibers, the type that fire quickly during sudden movements. Without them, your legs can't react fast enough to prevent a fall, balance, and coordination. Vitamin D influences the way nerves and muscles talk to each other. Adequate levels improve postural stability, meaning you're less likely to wobble or stumble. Inflammation and pain. Relief. Vitamin D also reduces inflammation in muscle tissue, easing chronic discomfort. Seniors with persistent calf or thigh aches often find relief after improving their vitamin D levels. Helen's recovery. Helen's doctor recommended a combination of morning sunlight, dietary changes, and a low-dose supplement. Each morning, she spent 20 minutes outside sleeves rolled up, tending her flowers while soaking in the sun's rays. Lunches now included salmon or sardines twice a week, scrambled eggs with spinach, and fortified yogurt. After 3 months, she noticed a transformation. Her legs no longer gave out after light activity, and her confidence in moving around the garden returned. Consequences of deficiency. Muscle weakness, difficulty climbing stairs, rising from chairs, or walking long distances. Poor balance, increased risk of falls due to slower reflexes. Bone fragility, higher likelihood of fractures, especially hip fractures in seniors. Chronic pain, leg discomfort, stiffness, and prolonged soreness after activity. Beyond the legs. Deficiency also raises risks for heart disease, weakened immunity, and cognitive decline. Consequences of excess. Too much vitamin D, usually from oversupplementation, can cause calcium buildup in soft tissues leading to kidney stones, heart strain, and vascular calcification. How to get enough vitamin D. Sunlight, nature's source. 15-30 minutes of direct sunlight on arms and legs, ideally in the morning or late afternoon, can provide a healthy boost. Avoid overuse of sunscreen during this time, but protect your face to maximize synthesis. Dietary sources. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, egg yolks, fortified dairy and plant-based milks, mushrooms exposed to UV light. Supplements. For most seniors, 801,000 IU day is recommended. Those with severe deficiencies may need higher doses under medical supervision. Special considerations for seniors. Mobility limitations. Less time outdoors means greater reliance on diet and supplements. Skin changes. Older skin produces less vitamin D, even with the same sun exposure. Medications. Some drugs for seizures, weight loss, or cholesterol may interfere with vitamin D metabolism. Practical tips. 1. Pair vitamin D foods with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado for better absorption. 2. Keep a sunlight habit 10 to 15 minutes after breakfast or before dinner. 3. Track your levels with annual blood tests. Vitamin D is not just a bone protector, it's a mobility guardian. It keeps your legs strong, your reactions quick, and your steps steady. For seniors like Helen, restoring vitamin D means reclaiming not just physical strength, but the freedom to move with confidence. In the long run, this single nutrient can be the difference between fearing a fall and living life fully one steady step at a time. Calcium. The bone anchor. Opening. Imagine your body as a beautifully constructed house. The walls, the beams, the roof, everything depends on the strength of the foundation. In the human body, that foundation is your skeleton, and the mineral that cements its strength is calcium. Without enough of it, even the strongest muscles cannot keep you steady, because the frame they attach to your bones is too fragile. People often focus on building muscle through protein and exercise, but if the bones beneath are brittle, the entire system is unstable. You can train your legs every day, but one wrong step on a weak bone can lead to a fracture that changes everything. Why calcium matters. Calcium is the most abundant mineral in your body, with 99% stored in your bones and teeth. It's not just about keeping bones hard, it also plays a key role in muscle contraction, blood clotting, and nerve transmission. Bone density and remodeling. Throughout life, bones constantly remodel, breaking down old tissue and building new. After around age 50, breakdown begins to outpace building, especially in women after menopause. Without enough calcium, this imbalance accelerates bone loss, making fractures more likely. Muscle function. Every time you take a step, calcium ions flood into muscle fibers to trigger contraction. Without adequate calcium, your muscles cannot contract effectively, leading to weakness, cramps, and instability. Nerve communication. Calcium helps transmit electrical signals in nerves, ensuring your brain can coordinate precise muscle movements. Robert's wake-up call. Robert, 82, had always been active. One morning, he tripped on his doorstep, a small misstep that caused a major hip fracture. His doctors discovered that he had been skimping on calcium for years, assuming his diet was good enough. Recovery was slow, but with a renewed focus on dairy leafy greens and light weight-bearing exercise, his follow-up scans showed measurable improvement in bone density. Consequences of deficiency. Brittle bones and fractures. Even minor falls can cause major injuries like hip fractures. Muscle cramps and weakness. Poor muscle contraction leads to instability. Dental problems. Weak teeth and increased risk of cavities. Osteoporosis. Progressive loss of bone density that severely limits mobility. To consequences of excess. Too much calcium, especially from supplements, can lead to kidney stones, calcium buildup in the kidneys, artery calcification, hardening of arteries increasing heart risk, digestive issues, constipation and bloating. How to get enough calcium. Food sources: dairy milk, yogurt, cheese, leafy greens, kale bok choy, collard greens, fish with edible bones, sardines, canned salmon, fortified foods, plant-based milks, cereals, tofu made with calcium sulfate. If diet alone is insufficient, supplements can help. Aim for 1,200 mg per day from combined sources. Calcium citrate is often easier to absorb for seniors than calcium carbonate. Pair with vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption. Without it, even high calcium intake may not strengthen bones effectively. Special considerations for seniors. Reduced stomach acid can affect absorption. Calcium citrate may be preferable. Kidney health. Monitor intake if you have kidney disease. Medication interactions. Some drugs for thyroid, heart, or blood pressure may require timing adjustments for calcium supplements. Practical tips. 1. Spread intake throughout the day. The body absorbs smaller amounts better. 2. Combine calcium-rich foods with vitamin D sources like eggs or fatty fish. 3. Include weight-bearing activities like walking or light resistance exercises to stimulate bone strengthening. Calcium is your bone's anchor, holding your body's structure steady so muscles can do their work. For seniors, protecting bone strength is not optional. It's essential for independence. Like Robert learned, it's never too late to give your bones the support they deserve. With the right diet, sunlight, and movement, you can build a foundation that will keep you steady and strong for years to come. Vitamin B12. You can have the strongest muscles in the world, but without proper communication between your brain and those muscles, strength alone won't keep you steady. Imagine trying to drive a powerful car with frayed wires connecting the steering wheel. The engine is fine, but the control is gone. That's what happens when your body lacks vitamin B12. The wiring between your brain and legs begins to malfunction. Muscle weakness isn't always about weak muscles. Sometimes it's about weak signals. Vitamin B12 plays a critical role in maintaining the protective covering myelin sheath around your nerves, ensuring smooth, fast, and accurate communication from your brain to your legs. Why vitamin B12 matters. Vitamin B12, also known as cobalamin, is essential for neurological function, red blood cell production, and DNA synthesis. B12 helps maintain the myelin sheath, which insulates nerves. Damage to this sheath slows or blocks nerve signals, leading to tingling, numbness, and poor coordination. By supporting red blood cell production, B12 ensures your muscles get the oxygen they need. Low oxygen delivery leads to fatigue and heaviness in the legs. B12 is vital for proprioception, your sense of body position in space. Without it, your ability to maintain balance and react to changes is compromised. Maria's turnaround. Maria, 75, had always enjoyed brisk walks with her neighbor, but over the past year, she noticed her legs felt heavy, unresponsive, and sometimes tingled as if they'd fallen asleep. A blood test revealed severe B12 deficiency. Her doctor prescribed monthly B12 injections. Within 3 months, the pins and needles faded, her walking smoothed out, and she regained the confidence to stroll without fear of stumbling. Consequences of deficiency: nerve damage, tingling, numbness, or burning sensations in feet and legs, balance problems, increased fall risk due to slow or misdirected nerve signals, muscle weakness, legs feel heavy or unresponsive, cognitive changes, memory loss, confusion, or depression in severe cases. Consequences of excess. Excess from food is rare because B12 is water-soluble and excreted in urine. High supplement doses are generally safe but unnecessary without deficiency. How to get enough vitamin B12. Food sources: fish, salmon, tuna, sardines, eggs, particularly the yolk, dairy milk, cheese, yogurt, lean meats, chicken, beef, turkey, fortified foods, breakfast cereals, plant-based milks, supplements and injections, oral supplements, suitable for mild deficiencies or vegetarians, Injections. Necessary for severe deficiencies or absorption problems. Special considerations for seniors. Reduced absorption. Stomach acid production declines with age, making B12 harder to extract from food. Medications. Long-term use of acid-reducing drugs like proton pump inhibitors or metformin for diabetes can lower B12 levels. Dietary restrictions. Vegetarians and vegans are at higher risk and should use fortified foods or supplements. Practical tips. 1. Include at least one B12-rich food in each meal. 2. If vegetarian, rely on fortified foods or daily supplements. 3. Request a B12 blood test during annual checkups, especially if experiencing tingling or balance issues. Vitamin B12 is the nerve messenger. Without it, your brain and legs are out of sync. Restoring B12 levels doesn't just make muscles stronger. It reconnects the wiring that allows you to move with confidence and precision. Like Maria, many seniors find that once they fix the signal, they can truly enjoy the freedom of movement again. Magnesium. Every night, David, 70, would be jolted awake by the sharp, searing pain of a calf cramp. He'd sit on the edge of the bed, massaging and stretching, waiting for the muscle to finally release its grip. Sleep became fragmented, his mornings groggy, and his days shadowed by fatigue. What David didn't know was that the missing piece in his health puzzle was a mineral quietly working behind the scenes: magnesium, the counterpart to calcium. We often hear about calcium's role in making muscles contract. But here's the twist. Without magnesium, your muscles wouldn't know when to stop contracting. Calcium steps on the gas. Magnesium applies the brakes. Without enough of it, muscles stay tense, leading to cramps, stiffness, and even chronic pain. Why magnesium matters. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, but for muscles, its role is especially crucial. Muscle relaxation. When a muscle contracts, calcium enters the muscle cells. Magnesium's job is to move calcium back out, allowing the muscle to relax. Without sufficient magnesium, calcium lingers, and the muscle remains tight. Nerve function. Magnesium helps regulate nerve signals to muscles, preventing the overactive firing that leads to spasms. Energy production. It supports the production of ATP, the energy currency of your cells, ensuring muscles have the stamina for daily activities. Bone health. While calcium builds bones, magnesium helps regulate where calcium goes, ensuring it ends up in bones and not in soft tissues, like arteries. David's recovery. After months of nightly cramps, David's doctor suggested a magnesium blood test, which confirmed he was low. David revamped his diet, adding spinach salads, pumpkin seeds as snacks, and almonds in his morning oatmeal. He also began taking a magnesium glycinate supplement before bed. Within weeks, the cramps subsided and he slept through the night for the first time in months. Consequences of deficiency: cramps and spasms, persistent tightening of muscles, stiffness, reduced flexibility and discomfort after movement, fatigue, low energy due to impaired ATP production, restless leg syndrome, uncomfortable sensations, and the urge to move legs at night. Consequences of excess. Too much magnesium from supplements, not food, can cause diarrhea, nausea, and in severe cases, dangerously low blood pressure or irregular heartbeat. How to get enough magnesium. Food sources: leafy greens, spinach, Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, almonds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, whole grains, brown rice oats, quinoa, legumes, black beans, lentils, avocados, and bananas. Supplements. Magnesium citrate and magnesium glycinate are the most absorbable forms. Aim for 320-420 mg day from combined sources adjusting for individual needs. Special considerations for seniors. Medication interactions. Diuretics. Proton pump inhibitors and certain antibiotics can lower magnesium levels. Digestive disorders. Conditions like Crohn's disease can impair absorption. Kidney function. Poor kidney health may require limiting magnesium intake. Practical tips. 1. Include magnesium-rich foods in every meal. 2. Combine magnesium with calcium and vitamin D for balanced muscle and bone support. 3. Keep a bedtime magnesium snack routine, such as yogurt with pumpkin seeds, to aid nighttime muscle relaxation. Magnesium is your muscle's peacekeeper, ensuring every contraction is followed by a proper release. Without it, tension builds, energy drains, and comfort fades. For David and many like him, restoring magnesium isn't just about preventing cramps, it's about reclaiming restful sleep, steady energy, and the freedom to move without fear of sudden pain. Potassium, the fluid and signal balancer. Opening. Alice, 73, loved her morning walks around the neighborhood. But lately, after just a few minutes, her legs began to tremble. It wasn't the kind of tiredness she could walk off. It felt deeper, as if her legs had lost their connection to her brain. She brushed it off as just getting older, until her doctor explained the real cause: her potassium levels were too low. Most people know potassium helps prevent muscle cramps, but here's the twist. Low potassium can also cause your legs to shake when you stand, make it harder to lift your feet, and even affect your heart rhythm. This mineral is a critical player in both muscle function and nerve communication. Why potassium matters. Potassium is an essential electrolyte, a mineral that carries an electric charge in the body. It helps regulate fluid balance, nerve signals, and muscle contractions. Muscle function. Potassium works with sodium to generate the electrical impulses that trigger muscle contractions. When levels are low, contractions become weak, uncoordinated, or involuntary. Nerve communication. Potassium helps maintain the voltage across nerve cell membranes, ensuring fast, accurate transmission of signals between the brain and muscles. Bone health. Potassium helps neutralize acids in the body that can leach calcium from bones, protecting bone density over time. Alice's turnaround. Alice's diet had gradually shifted toward processed foods, with fewer fresh fruits and vegetables. A simple blood test confirmed her potassium was below normal. Her doctor recommended adding potassium-rich foods to every meal: bananas in her breakfast, oatmeal sweet potatoes at lunch, and a bean salad for dinner. Within weeks, the trembling stopped, and her walking became steady again. Consequences of deficiency. Cramps and weakness. Muscles struggle to contract properly. Trembling or shaking, especially after standing or walking. Irregular heartbeat. Severe deficiency can disrupt heart rhythm. Bone loss. Long-term deficiency can weaken bones. Consequences of excess. Kidney strain. Too much potassium from supplements can be dangerous for those with kidney problems. Heart issues. Extremely high levels can cause irregular heartbeat or cardiac arrest. How to get enough potassium. Food sources: bananas, sweet potatoes, spinach, beans and lentils, avocados, oranges and citrus fruits, tomatoes and tomato juice. Hydration. Potassium works best when fluid balance is maintained. Drink enough water daily, especially in hot weather or after exercise. Supplements. Only take potassium supplements under medical supervision, as the margin between healthy and harmful levels is narrow. Special considerations for seniors. Kidney function. Declining kidney health can affect potassium balance. Medication interactions. Certain blood pressure drugs and diuretics can alter potassium levels. Appetite changes. Seniors who eat less may struggle to get enough potassium from diet alone. Practical tips. 1. Add a potassium-rich food to each meal. 2. Keep hydrated to support electrolyte balance. 3. Choose whole fresh foods over processed options to naturally boost potassium intake. Potassium is more than a cramp preventer. It's the silent partner in every step you take. It keeps your muscles responsive, your nerves sharp, and your movements steady. For Alice, restoring potassium levels brought back her confidence to walk without fear. For many seniors, it can be the key to staying active, balanced, and independent. Vitamin K, the calcium director. Frank, 78, had always been diligent about his calcium intake. He drank milk every morning, sprinkled cheese on his salads, and even took a daily calcium supplement. Yet at his latest bone scan, his doctor delivered surprising news. His bone density had declined. The culprit wasn't a lack of calcium, it was a lack of vitamin K, the traffic controller of calcium. Here's the twist. Vitamin K is like a traffic controller for calcium. It decides whether calcium strengthens your bones or clogs your arteries. Without enough vitamin K, calcium can end up in the wrong places, hardening your blood vessels instead of fortifying your skeleton. Why vitamin K matters. Vitamin K is a fat-soluble vitamin that comes in two main forms: K1, found in leafy greens, and K2, found in fermented foods and animal products. Both forms are important for directing calcium to where it's needed. Bone health. Vitamin K activates osteocalcin, a protein that binds calcium to the bone matrix, making bones denser and more resistant to fractures. Vascular health. It also activates matrix glay protein MGP, which prevents calcium from depositing in arteries and soft tissues, reducing the risk of stiffness and cardiovascular problems. Joint support. Vitamin K helps maintain cartilage. Health, reducing stiffness and supporting mobility. Frank's turnaround. Frank's diet was rich in calcium, but low in leafy greens and fermented foods. After learning about vitamin K's role, he began adding kale and broccoli to his lunches and dinners, and occasionally included fermented cheese. Within a year, his bone density stabilized, and his doctor noted healthier circulation as well. Consequences of deficiency. Weak bones, increased fracture risk even with adequate calcium, stiff joints, reduced cartilage flexibility, vascular calcification, calcium buildup in arteries increasing heart disease risk. Consequences of excess. Excess from food sources is generally safe. However, high-dose supplements can interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin. How to get enough vitamin K. Food sources. Vitamin K1. Kale, spinach, collard greens. Brussels sprouts, broccoli. Vitamin K2. Fermented foods like natto-aged cheeses. Egg yolks, liver. Absorption tips. Vitamin K is fat-soluble, so pair it with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado for better absorption. Supplements. Consider only under medical supervision, especially if on anticoagulants. Special considerations for seniors. Medication interactions. Those on blood thinners must maintain consistent vitamin K intake to avoid affecting medication effectiveness. Digestive health. Conditions affecting fat absorption can reduce vitamin K uptake. Diet diversity. Include both K1 and K2 sources for comprehensive benefits. Practical tips. 1. Add a serving of leafy greens to at least one meal daily. 2. Include fermented foods weekly for K2 benefits. 3. Use a drizzle of olive oil over greens to boost absorption. Vitamin K doesn't just support your bones, it ensures calcium goes exactly where it should. Without it, even the most calcium-rich diet can fail to protect your skeleton and may harm your heart. For Frank, a few simple changes brought his calcium traffic under control, proving that sometimes the smallest nutrients make the biggest difference. Vitamin B6, the energy and coordination helper. Samuel, 76, had always been the type to take the stairs instead of the elevator. But over the past year, even a single flight left him winded, his legs heavy, and his balance off. He chalked it up to aging, but a routine blood test revealed something unexpected. His vitamin B6 levels were low. Protein without B6 is like bricks without mortar. You can eat plenty of protein, but without vitamin B6, your body can't properly use it to repair and maintain muscle. It's like having stacks of bricks, but no mortar to hold them together. Without this crucial nutrient, your muscles weaken, your coordination suffers, and even daily activities feel exhausting. Why vitamin B6 matters. Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is a water-soluble vitamin that plays a role in over 100 enzyme reactions in the body, many of which are involved in protein metabolism. Protein metabolism. B6 is essential for breaking down dietary protein into amino acids and then rebuilding them into muscle fibers. Your nerve function. It helps produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are crucial for muscle coordination and mood regulation. Twite. Hemoglobin production. B6 supports the creation of hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen to muscles. Without enough oxygen, muscles tire quickly. Inflammation control. B6 helps regulate inflammation in the body, reducing stiffness and aiding muscle recovery. Samuel's comeback. Once diagnosed, Samuel's doctor recommended increasing B6-rich foods. Breakfast became eggs, with potatoes. Lunch included tuna salad, and dinners featured roasted chicken with chickpeas. Within weeks, he noticed more energy on the stairs, steadier steps, and quicker recovery after his daily walks. Consequences of deficiency. Muscle fatigue. Weakness and reduced endurance. Poor coordination. Increased risk of stumbling or falls. Nerve issues. Tingling or numbness in hands and feet. Slow recovery. Longer healing time after exercise or injury. Consequences of excess. B6 from food is safe, but excessive supplement intake over long periods can cause nerve damage, leading to numbness and difficulty walking. How to get enough vitamin B6. Food sources. Poultry, chicken, turkey. Fish, tuna, salmon. Starchy vegetables. Potatoes. Sweet potatoes. Legumes. Chickpeas, lentils. Fruits, bananas. Fortified cereals. Supplements. Typically only necessary for individuals with absorption problems or very low dietary intake. Special considerations for seniors. Medication interactions. Certain drugs for tuberculosis, seizures, or high blood pressure may lower B6 levels. Appetite changes. Seniors who eat less protein may inadvertently lower their B6 intake. Absorption decline. Age-related changes in digestion can reduce B6 availability. Practical tips. 1. Pair B6-rich foods with a balanced source of protein at every meal. 2. Rotate different sources to ensure variety and adequate intake. 3. Ask for a B6 blood test if experiencing unexplained fatigue or coordination issues. Vitamin B6 is the unsung hero of energy and coordination. It ensures the protein you eat becomes the muscle you use, keeps your nerves firing smoothly, and helps you move with strength and stability. For Samuel, restoring B6 meant reclaiming the confidence to take the stairs 2 at a time, and for many seniors, it can mean the difference between slowing down and staying active. Finally, strong legs aren't just about exercise, they're built from the inside out. By ensuring your body has these 7 key vitamins and minerals in the right amounts, you can protect your mobility, prevent cramps, and enjoy life with confidence. Small, consistent changes in diet and lifestyle can mean the difference between slowing down and staying unstoppable. Thank you for listening to my sharing. Prof. Walter C. Willett thanks you for listening and see you again in the next videos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.